up to that much of a hype. And
I know it happened for a while, but then teams stopped picking him as much. That was definitely like I think it was around the time we had the last summit, because I remember it was Rave were here and Rave were playing PL like every single game. First 2 pick was PL, which is funny because that was Jo back then. Also, really like he was on that team playing carry for them, and they got crushed game after game. So that was when teams were like around that time. Not just Rave, but a lot of teams were struggling with PL, and it went from being like a first 2 pick hero to like a 4th pick hero maybe.
But here it is again. There are some common counters out there to help deal with the PL. We'll have to see if it's something that Root Gaming do go for. Second phase of bans, though, they're going to rid of the Ember and the AM. We may see the Storm Spirit come up now for the side possibly of FireDota. I don't know 747 to play a lot of Storm. We see more for like, yeah, that Queen of Pain, maybe even a Shadow Fiend. Another hero that just seemed to kind of slowly be slipping away from that top possible grab from his glory days of DAC, just is kind of being fizzled away, but could still be incorporated, maybe even here. But then again, I don't know, because you're already committing to the bounty hunter who's going to be roaming, adding pressure on the mid lane, leaves you with only one pretty selfless support. So that support probably needs to be alongside with the safe lane core. So you have to make sure you can get some sort of a mid laner who could be dependent on themselves.
Yeah,
my opinion.
I like the idea of Shadow Fiend as much as it has fallen out of the meta since DAC quite a bit. Against the Wind Ranger, you've got nuke potential there. Bounty can kind of help secure your lane pretty well, but may just consider going back to the Queen of Pain since it was so good in the initial game 1. They haven't got their key offlaner. Their offlane is, to me, the more key hero here. You really need that strong initiator. That's the role that Moo plays for this team, and playing like a Queen of Pain or a Shadow Fiend, these aren't like the heroes that are going to start a fight. You need that hero for Moo, which last game was the Tusk.
Darkseer, he plays it often.
Yeah, but Darkseer as well, again, not like an amazing initiator. Spirit Breaker, Clockwork, much better. They're kind of just nice and tanky. They go charging in, start a fight, or hooking in the case of the Clockwork. Darkseer, I mean, you can go in with the Blink Vacuum Wall combo, but that's more of like a high ground defense play. You're not looking to typically start a fight with Darkseer going in on one hero. Whereas a Spirit Breaker or Clock, you initiate on one hero who you see caught out by themselves. So,
but then you get those fun little cheeky plays like Invis Bounty Hunter with Ion Shell.
Oh yeah,
we never get to see that. It's more of like a fun little pub strat, but
it comes out it's picked up here or there in competitive, I'd say. But it's definitely not like we've got Bounty, we've got to go Darkseer now.
We'll see. I wouldn't even mind a lion, like a good old trusty lion coming up for Fire. I mean, you can't get the precious like Lina Bounty Hunter combo, but if you get a finger, it almost guarantees that burst potential that you'll secure that bit of track gold. Yeah. Plus, you can't really go wrong with a lion. He's got tons of disables. But look at this. Early Witch Doctor grab going to be coming out from the side of Root here. Don't really see that hero a whole lot, and definitely not in the second phase of picks. Just trying to think. If you're picking it up and it doesn't seem to be like, before it was when there was a lot of priority in picking up like a Wisp early on, you'd see the immediate Witch Doctor counter. The Coconut certainly helps with the tether target there. Other than that, they're picking it up for their own right, and maybe that means they want to go more push heavy, that they need that bit of sustain.
Normally you'd see teams like even prioritize Dazzle over it. Like that was the C9 thing with 1437 playing Dazzle time and time again. And then when Dazzle started getting banned against him in the second stage, it was like, okay, now I'll play the Witch Doctor. But Dazzle wasn't banned. Root chose the Witch Doctor over it as a kind of defensive support. So we'll see what they have in mind. But I think just a hero that's they probably feel can offer a bit more against Bounty because of the cask and the lockdown that he has, unlike a Dazzle.
Could see a Wyvern come out here for Fire. A long-range Winter's Curse could always be the fallback in case this Witch Doctor does go crazy with a Death Ward. But also Earthshaker, of course. Well, how could I forget the Earthshaker?
This will be an offlane Earthshaker, I'm like 90% sure, for Moo. Just because that's not a hero you can zone out any offlaner with. That you can't run a support Earthshaker when you've got a Bounty Hunter. I mean, it just... your lanes become really weak, and that was a key point to Fire's success in game 1 was the fact they had these strong lanes. So I think almost definitely will be an offlane Earthshaker, and with Tusk, Spirit Breaker, Clockwork out of the picture, this was there. Like, okay, here's your initiation. It's not going to be necessarily a blink in from the Earthshaker, but you've got a long-range Fissure, which is in some ways pretty good, comparable to what some of these other heroes offer.
Ooh, that's a nice little spicy pick we don't get to see very often. It looks like they're putting a lot of priority in using the shield to utilize maybe a pesky Fissure stun coming their way, someone getting caught out from the slow of maybe Phantom Lancer. Also removes the track.
Yes.
Which is probably one of the biggest things here for this event.
Yeah. does give them two very defensive supports in Witch Doctor and Abaddon. You've kind of got to worry if they've got enough actual damage output in like throughout various stages of this game, where if you're looking to kill someone like a PL, even if you hit him with a shackle or a snowball, who's going to dish out the follow-up damage? Wind Ranger maybe once you get really farmed and have an Ag Scepter with a damage item, but right now these 4 heroes do not pack a punch, and we're talking about a Tusker here. There's no damage outside of this Wind Ranger nuke damage and maybe a Walrus punch, but Fire actually go for the Darkseer. Maybe it will be a support Earthshaker. That would actually surprise me, but it looks like they just feel like PL can kind of sustain himself on his own in the safe lane and not pick up a ranged support. So
yeah, I mean, or that means they need to make sure the 747 just doesn't need too much help in that mid lane. But yeah, Earthshaker, it does feel a touch greedy here from the side of Fire. No one can really be super. I mean, you don't want an Earthshaker to have to be broke as a joke. It happens from time to time. Even the mighty PPD will play that 6th position Earthshaker. But ideally, at some point, you want him to kind of be a bit of a factor in this particular game.
Last bound to Rubik, so expecting carry Abaddon or something here? That would be something new, that would be something spicy.
Maybe it's, I don't know. Mid lane Ranger, aggro lane maybe, an a la carte Tiny here without a Wisp, and no hesitation on the response from Fire. They snag up the Queen of Pain again here for 747. Ask for someone possibly to be dependent in that mid lane who can get away from trouble at a moment's notice. Queen of Pain probably the best option left. But this Tiny, Abaddon, this Root Gaming draft overall, very unusual, a bit unorthodox for being an elimination match right now. What do you think about the Tiny, man?
They wanted a carry that can deal with the PL, kind of fight him head on. So you've got Craggy, you've got Cleave coming from an Ag Scepter. So this is a hero that in some ways can maybe actually just man up and take the PL on head to head. So that's the main reasoning behind it as far as Root Gaming is concerned. But without the IO, the Tiny can definitely get his farm. You can stack up the jungle for him. We saw, was it Pain Gaming pull out the Tiny? I think it was HFN playing it, the IO Tiny in their game, and Tiny just got big farm. But you can, if you can kite him around, if you itemize correctly, you can still negate this hero's just damage output in general.
We'll see if they'll be able to do it here. Welcome again, folks. It's the Nanyang Championships and a qualifier here being presented with Beyond the Summit. We're in the best of 3 of the lower bracket, and we already have FireDota up 1 game here against Root. The winner of this series will move on to face Digital Chaos in the lower bracket finals, and in the grand finals, we have Cloud9 waiting for the winner of that match here. So, elimination point for Root. They're looking to hold on. Going a bit different with their draft here. We'll have to see if it's going to make for a big reward. Again, Whitebeard immediately to this offlane to see if anyone's trying to come and plant any sort of ward. But Root Gaming are not even going to bother. Schwan doesn't want to run into the same incident where he just kind of got caught in an awkward spot, couldn't get any sort of extra vision down, and instead will put a lot of emphasis on maybe tussling near this bottom rune spot, gods.
Oh yeah. Fight is a brewing, and I mean, Juan, you get that extra item as well when you don't have to buy the TP, so he's got lots of regen for this offlane. May even see them look to contest the PL's farm. There's no actual range support. Like your supports is Earthshaker and Bounty, and that's where Root Gaming likely to consider at least offlane dual lane, maybe even offensive tri-lane, because of the fact that this bot lane is going to be very weak from Fire.
Well, Root charge in, flex their muscles, and force them back. They'll be claiming that bottom rune. That means Whitebeard is going to snag the bounty rune by the bounty hunter to the top lane. Early Orb of Venom, and it doesn't look like he's going to start with harassment towards the mid lane. They're prepared, though. Looks like they handed off a sentry to Monkeys, who will play in the mid lane. There it is.
I was wondering if they'd leave that. They could have left that bounty rune top maybe for 747, but a fast level 2 on bounty is pretty handy if you can get that early point in Janado or even Shuriken.
Could be the difference between finishing and getting that first blood. If you got that chase potential now with the Orb of Venom online here. But Moo in what starts as a solo matchup between him and the Tiny. This is a dream for Darkseer right now. Tiny can't really handle too much of these ion shells. He's going to need some assistance. Jaw is nearby, but Jaw already has his hands full. He's getting scratched in the back here from that pesky Whitebeard, who is going to be taking this wave away. Moo steps in. And they're looking to just orchestrate their own control in this top lane. And I have to say, gods, it's going pretty well at the start here. This could prove to be pretty damn frustrating. Shibby's not able to get some reliable farm in.
And Whitebeard continuing to harass Jar down. This is just so annoying, but...
Mid lane gets caught out. That shouldn't be happening. But top, we go back there to see as they both go down from each side. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade all day for Root. But yeah, mid lane. They end up get the catch, and they're going to be taking down Susie. Very, very unfamiliar. It was last game where he was able to get the first blood, but Monkeys bests him this time. So Root Gaming, nice start for them.
Yeah, Monkeys will be forced back to heal, so at least Queen of Pain gets some alone time in this minute. It looks like Queen of Pain was kind of prioritizing the last hitting, whereas Wind Ranger was just going more for the harass, because Wind Ranger only 2 last hits, Queen of Pain with 7, and that's where it's a good thing Wind Ranger gets that kill there in the mid lane, as well as the first blood. It was right before the action broke out top, so you get that big gold boost, because otherwise Queen of Pain was winning this mid lane.
What do we think about this bottom lane duo, though, between the Tusk and the Abaddon? Seems like something like maybe your pub stack wants to try out and throw together. Maybe any sort of synergy and significance between a snowball in with having a shield.
It's... I mean, you're just going to keep on right-clicking PL whenever possible, but PL, very tanky and durable. He's gone for Stout Shield and Ring of Protection, so he's got all kinds of damage block items, has lots of regen that he came to lane with, the Mango regen, Tango Salve, so... He's itemized correctly for basically being left solo against what is a pretty annoying dual lane. It's not like a level of the Tusk Undying or even like a Spirit Breaker Tusk, but the Abaddon does add that extra bit of sustain and damage output.
But the big breadwinner so far, Moo 11-0 on CS. Get the hell out of here. He just tosses Whitebeard away from the stack, but now he's going to be in trouble. Look at that. Even a shockwave coming out from the creep could help out here. Shivvy's in trouble. Shuriken's going to be there, and the last poke from Whitebeard is going to be finishing him off. All comes from the help, of course, with Fluff and that fissure. They're going to be taking down the Tiny, and Fire will even things up.
Yeah. Nice little gank there, and this bounty's so far been pretty effective, paying off for giving him the level 1 rune. And
ooh, they're moving at each other here. Bottom lane, Jayo's going to get stuck in the shards and forced to pull out the doppelganger as he was trying to get some extra harassment onto Derp. We'll have to step back and away, but for the most part, he's holding his own against this 1v2 in the bottom lane as a PL.
This lane's gone well for Jayo, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just having the 10 CS, and he's now used to Sal, but he's done a decent amount of damage. You've got Abaddon, who's fairly low, Tusk, who's gone through most of his tangos, so Jayo's been trading blows here, and he's still at least in a decent position.
And even with that first takedown on the 747, he's recovered 17 and 6 CS to Monkeys 7 and 1. Monkeys is an etch ahead because of the kill as far as XP, but as far as farm, CS is definitely going the way for this Queen of Pain.
Yeah, both mid laners going to go for a rune, but Bounty's going to get there first before the Wind Ranger. Yep. Oh, no, Wind Ranger got it. Never mind. Okay.
Right under the nose of Whitebeard. How do you let that happen, Mr. Beard?
I mean, Monkeys even used the Wind Run to get to the rune a little bit quicker, so he was desperate to get it.
Oh, well, he's rewarded with it. And it looks like Whitebeard's going to be heading to the bottom, but
he's getting chased down by an Iron-Shell creep.
Oh, that's just the worst. It's like, this creep really just wants to come for me, not even go for the tower? Look at Moo, cutting the full wave, doing Darkseer things. He's already got the Soul Ring. He's on pace for a very early mech. We saw the similar Darkseer performance out of Cloud9 from MSS, but oh, he's going to get tossed now. He might be punished here. A fissure does come out. A vacuum, he's just going to get all the damage he can, is able to get off the surge, but he is done for. Maybe if he stood, jabbed in extra time, who really knows? But nonetheless, Moo's going to be going down, and so is Whitebeard. Bottom lane, they're going to scout him out and take him apart. He's going to get dropped, and they didn't even need detection for it. He was just caught at maybe a bad place there, and he will go down.
Yeah, nicely played. And the important thing there is Witch Doctor's build is 2 points in Maledict. He had 2 points in Maledict at level 3, so I think recognizing that they couldn't go for the defensive heal build because it would, maybe keep you alive and heal you up a little bit, but ultimately Darkseer was just punishing him in lane, and the only way to fight it was to go for some aggression of their own. So Jar says, 2 points in Maledict, we'll use the Tiny combo with this Maledict, and that's what brings down the Darkseer there. So I think Darkseer got caught out by surprise because of that Maledict on Witch Doctor.
In lane, casual Shadow Strike here, and then a Wind Run as a response as they both continue to trade. Now level 6s are starting to come online for your mid laners here.
Interesting builds all over. Queen of Pain actually prioritizing Shadow Strike this game as well.
Oh yeah, right. 3-1-1-1. Don't see that every day.
You are against a lot of melee heroes, which is where it works out quite nicely.
Helps with that kiting capability, I suppose, against the Tiny, though he's not that big of a threat right now. Maybe just wants to make sure she levels it up early.
Yeah, let's say that you're not laning against the Tiny, or you're laning against the Wind Ranger, where the Shadow Strike does, I mean, it does give you great laning presence, but as far as like your mid-game kill potential, it's very limited.
They're going for Shibby. Fissure's going to be flying out. Whitebeard's there, and so is Moo. Josh shows up with a TP, pops the dust. They get Whitebeard down, and Shibby's going to get away. They look to turn their attention instead onto Ja, but they don't have enough mana for what looks like the Fissure, and they're going to have to just hightail it out of there. Nicely done. A rotation comes in from Ja, and he happens to have that magic glitter, and that helps secure the kill for him.
That was nicely played, and the 2-hero cask and hitting Maledict on both heroes as well, so a lot of damage output, and Fire just getting maybe a bit too aggressive. They're winning the farm, that's the thing. They don't need to make these aggressive dives. All 3 lanes have got the higher CS than their counterparts. Tiny just with the 12 last hits. Wind Ranger has half the last hits of Queen of Pain.
Bottom lane, they are taking that duo and kind of shoving them right out from the lane. Both of them. Gonna have to get all the way back to the fountain. This is Jo just saying, step off. This is my farm. It's my lane. He's looking to take over here. No inkling yet as far as the Earth Early build, except that there's probably an Aquila coming out. Look at this mid lane. Wah! Big Sonic Wave going to be flying out from 747, and that's going to get the finished connection on the Monkeys Forever. After going down that first kill, he is on a beautiful recovery path here for his Queen of Pain. Now just 1-1, but 38 and 13 for CS, only being outshined by Moo on this Darkseer. 44 and OCS. He is rich. He is one component from finishing out the mech.
That is good news for Fire, and it's been a pretty strong early game again for them. The top T1 tower getting nice and low here. We'll have to see if Shibby can.
He's got it.
Hold
Nice fissure timing means that they're going to secure it. It's going to go to their side in general, but Jaws back with the glitter, throws it out onto Whitebeard. He's got the Maledict, and he's going to pop. Oh, yeah. Ja very happy with that, but he walks... Oh, God, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Yeah. He's like walking away like, yeah, got that guy. Oh, no. And he's done for. So it's going to be a Whitebeard trade for the Ja, which will go to 747. So it kind of works out better in the end for Fire. Plus, they don't have to lose that tower. A nice fissure will prevent the deny. And even though the kill score says 6-4 advantage for Root, you can certainly see that the farm advantage is going the way of Fire.
Oh yeah, and PL's just going to walk back to base, heal up, and then TP back to this lane. I think recognizing that he can't really deal with the level 6 Tusk and Abaddon without the full bottle and HP and mana. And as soon as he gets back to lane, he's pushing Derp back out. He says, okay, I'm here, I've got a full bottle. I can just harass you out of here with my level 4 Phantom Lance.
It's just so annoying. Mid lane, jump in for Monkeys, who's going to be pulling out the wind run here, forces the TP from their Tusk. He just pulls off here. Doesn't have the Sonic Wave. They're just very on edge here, you can tell from the side of Root.
Oh yeah. And this just kind of opens up the other lanes with Tusk TPing in, so gives you that little bit of extra information. Bounty's being pinged. I guess they saw him here behind the tier 2 tower. Worried about a courier snipe. Although it looks like he's... Yeah, they're going to leave the courier. They're so worried about this bounty hunter.
That's the bounty hunter factor, man. You let that guy into the game, and it's going to change everything. Oh, mid lane. Fissure actually going to be off the mark there from Fluff. And look at the focus fire come out. Monkey's looking to take advantage of the no stun. Fluff steps in, says, don't go any further. And that's going to give the space for 747 to walk up and away. Oof, barely edged away from that power shot, but he was bottling up, so would have been fine.
He wants to go back in, maybe. He's got the Fissure available, and the Sonic Wave is back up, so...
Yep. And look at Whitebeard already getting things started. He's jabbing out a bit. Whoa, just a tip! Connects from Fluff with that beautiful Fissure, and that means that 747 can do exactly that. Jumps in, gets the wave, gets the kill.
Yeah, nicely played. Just the level 1 blink. This is like the greediest possible Queen of Pain build. Just having that level 1 blink. Probably at level... He'll have it till level 12, because he wants to max out Scream maybe at level 10, and you've got to play very cautiously with that 1 blink because of the 15-second cooldown.
Oh, the little tag team action here. They toss in Ja to get off the coconut. Malik's going to be there. Vacuum will cancel out the ward, but enough damage might have been done, and it looks like it has been done. He's going to pop right there.
There's 10 gold short of the mech when he died, so that's a well-timed kill going Root's way to slow down that mech pickup. Meanwhile, bottom. They've gone in on Derp.
Oh, man. This poor Abaddon had been just harassed so much. Jo could easily bring him down to half-life with just the 1 Spirit Lance, but now with the assistance of Whitebeard, they'll be able to finish him off. They don't have the track gold yet, but it's going to be coming soon. He is level 5.5 or so. And it looks like the Tusk is going to have to return just to hold off this bit of pressure, but it's already turning to be another nice game here for Fire. I imagine once the track comes online, things could be a bit more dramatic as far as how the economy will swell here for Fire. Root Gaming, we need to see why they picked this up and what was the formulated game plan here and if it's going to develop at all in this mid game.
Yeah, and I mean, the big reason this area is picked is to deal with track, but the issue they're facing right now isn't track. It was just, again, lanes that weren't really strong enough. The Tusk Abaddon dual lane lost to a solo PL, and that's just where you needed a stronger hero to pair with the Tusk. It feels like either some kind of ranged nuker, something like a classic Undying.
They want this real bad. They got the Walrus Punch ready to go and a DD. Hi, how's it going? Boom! Punches him right in the tree. Coconut's going to come, but it's not quick and fast, but it is fast enough to follow, and they get the kill. They had to sweat it out for that one a little bit, pushing way past the tower. Look who shows up. It's a little Whitebeard. They have a sentry down. He's going to walk out from it. Do they have a follow-up sentry? No, it doesn't matter. Fluff says, "You shall not pass!" Drops the fissure, and they're going to have to turn around.
The important kill to get on the Queen of Pain at that time, so that'll help them out. But while that's going on, Moo finishes the mech, and Jo continues to farm on PL, so Jo now with complete Aquil at 1,000 gold on top of all his other items, and he's doing pretty well on the PL farm.
Yep, seems pretty standard for now. We'll see where he decides to put more value in. I mean, this is one hell of a game to definitely get a defusal. You're going against Nebadan and this Tiny. We would love to be able to pelt and rid of all their sweet combo mana. But he's got time to go. Mid lane, they'd love to take down this tier 1, I'm sure.
Yep.
They have a lot of pressure from both sides here, anticipating it. I mean, look at Whitebeard. He's like, I just need to get another creep or two, and I get this track.
Jar Bottom could be in trouble if they go for the kill. Invis on the PL, and a fissure could be the death fin, but it looks like he's playing well far back. He knows there's something going on.
Looks like Fluff does D-ward, or at least throws up a sentry up on the high ground there. Knows that he's going to be in the dark at this point, but doesn't have the vision themselves to see if anyone could migrate over from this mid lane. But doesn't seem to be the case. Root putting more value in just making sure they can kind of hold this tier 1. Well, Monkeys continues to farm up here. His Wind Ranger nursing only phase. Gonna eat that first track. Gonna need that shield. Where's my Abaddon go?
Yeah.
I want to get rid of this thing. Because they're thinking about going, it looks like. Sonic Waves
really
up.
Does.
And, yeah, there goes the Shadow Strike.
That's a lot of damage. It's level 4.
Monkeys is probably like, okay, guys, might need some help. Get the TPs ready. Derp's there and says, I got you.
No Shadow Strike as well, so.
Very nice. A 2-for-1 right there. And, eats another track. This is going to go through Derp's mana. They move in again. Shadow Strike. Again, he'll rid of it with the shield. It's its own minigame right here between both of them. Both have low cooldowns. Track here, remove track. Track here, remove track.
And even the Shadow Strike. 4-second cooldown on the max level Shadow Strike, so.
Derp's like, I don't know if I have this much mana.
Yeah. He'll use it for the Shadow Strike as well, but if it's just a track and Monkeys is farming, you'll save your mana. You'll wait for the actual initiation, which is coming now.
Oh, I was checking out bottom lane, and nope, they're going to continue to trade.
The same thing.
Coil, shield off the track, shield off the Sour Strike. They step back and away. They're trading also with bottom. Tusk moves in. He eats a Spirit Lance, and he doesn't like any of it. But they're continuing to make their work up there. And Moo, we know what he's doing. He got his mech now, and he's just doing what he's got to do in this top lane to keep farming up. Surprisingly, 800 gold already after picking up that mech. And he's got already 3 points into the vacuum. A good combo in case a team fight is to break out in the near future. Just seemed like Fire getting the most across this map. Oh, there's the jump in. There's the Shadow Strike. There's the shield. They're still going to continue to wait. There's a new track. How about you eat one? Throws it on the Derp.
And he's probably like, okay, how much mana has this Abaddon got now?
He's like, I have to pop the clarity for God's sakes.
Yep. He shields off his own track, and now Monkey's possibly vulnerable. Abaddon low in mana.
Oh, they are able to take down the Tusk finally in that bottom lane. Just maybe went out a bit too far, and they were able to pounce here. And Jo goes to top lane, sees Jaw in the corner, and is just like, I got you. Looks to move in. Doppelganger's up to the other side as the Coconut does come out, and so does Shibby. Shibby tosses back the illusion. Jaw just dishing out the ward, but it doesn't matter. They're going to move on through, and he's going to go down. That is track gold as well. Going the way of Fire. Look at Susie. Moves up to the high ground here. He's going to see Derp. Doesn't want to have to deal too much with his ult, so just hits him casually, and we'll walk back out and away. But our game back even as far as kills go, 8-8, but net worth and XP both in favor of Fire.
Yeah, Susie just did a good job during that whole thing. Just constant harass on mid. Had a regen rune anyway, so it was always going to get the HP back.
Goodbye.
Nice TP out.
Fluff eats the whole combo. We'll make it away.
747 Sonic Wave kill on Wind Ranger. It was just the constant harass, and then like even though the Abaddon was gone, it's like, okay, this Queen of Pain's just used about like 800 mana on me. Surely she doesn't have mana for a Sonic Wave, but the regen rune kicks in, and 747's good to get that kill.
Good spread of knowledge across the map to know when it's a good time to jump in there and get that kind of a kill. And finally, the defensive pressure might let up a bit here for Fire if they do want to get this tier 1. Queen of Pain started poking at it a bit. Doesn't want to go in too deep. Those ion shells are going to keep the pressure back. Tusk here with no regen on hand. So already down pretty damn low. Is going to be forced to pop his bottle and start going through it. And we'll just kind of step off for now. But this is putting Root in a very awkward position where they're just kind of running back and forth as far as where they feel Fire could strike. But as they do that, Fire just kind of playing with them a bit. Like, we know we can move this top lane now. We'll take fights when we're ready to fight.
Yeah. And that's where this PL going for Boots of Travel is a nice little pickup too, because you can bring the PL in if you need that little bit of extra damage output, or you can just use it to split push and kind of spread Root out, as they've been doing really well so far. So I think it's another item where it gives them that flexibility and they can just pick their own fights and just play on their own terms.
Now they are smoked up. There you're going to see it's pop. Jo spots it, immediately goes for the doppelganger. Is going to get hit from that AoE stun. Tossed up. Coconut there's the fall. Maldek's going to hit him and a death ward. The mech comes in for Moo to save him, but it's not going to be enough. Now they're locked in place. Even Moo, shackled in spot, can't do anything. Gets the vacuum off, but it's going to be too late. He goes down, but they do get the follow-up. 747 jumps in, gets a Shadow Strike. No Sonic Wave going to be available, but nice Fissure catch on Shibby. Cannot cross on through. Tosses his own illusion back onto 747, but he has nowhere to run. Emphatic Echo Slam comes out from Brian to secure it. But here comes the rest of Root. Derp moves in, gets the shield on the Tusk to help him out, and Tusk is like, I want to fight. But now it's a 3v1, and that's easy. Track gold being picked up for Fire. It's a 3-for-2 trade. Advantage for Team Fire on that one because they're also adding that pressure coming in from the top. We look at the gold swing, and it is 1,300 towards the side of Fire. Track coming all with it.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. A fight like that, which starts off so well for Root, Tiny reveals the blink, Wind Ranger hits an amazing shackle, and they get the 2 quick kills, including a kill in the PL, but it still ends up in Fire's favor. They just have too much damage output coming from other sources, the Queen of Pain, as well as the Bounty Hunter, and the track money as well. Whitebeard up to 1,800 now. He's offering a lot to this team and doesn't need to go for the mech. They've already got that on Darkseer, so we could see a mobility item like a blink, we could see a Solar Crest Rush.
Oh, they're going for monkeys here bottom. Another great fissure setup. They just charge on in and get what they want. Team Fire now going on all cylinders at this point. Was curious when they wanted to take some of these fights, and after that successful jungle movement, it looks like they want to have a retort themselves. It's a bit ambitious for Root to make those kind of smoke invasion kind of a plays. They still need to, like, I feel silly saying this, go back to their roots and just like get the basics done, take down these tier 1s so that they can feel a bit more secure. It was a quick response from 747 that got them there in time to get a big follow-up.
Yeah. I think they need to look more for trades rather than trying to make the big plays happen. Like if they see Fire pressuring some of the map, go for the group up and split push somewhere else.
Toss combo onto Moo. He's able to vacuum to the other side, and he will surge away, and Shibby will have to wait 5 seconds. Doesn't want to go in. That tier 1's still there. And he does not go for it. Moo will be able to make it away with the help of the mech and the surge. He's going to be fine. Whitebeard goes on his own adventure, sees Derp, smacks him with a track. Derp says, I don't like that, shields it off. And now it's attention towards this mid lane. Fire very much in control at this point. 2,800 gold. Saved up already for Jo.
Yeah, he's right up there, and he'll probably just go back into the diffusal. We kind of talked about how some of these heroes struggle without a mana pool to work with, and that's where Tiny, with just treads and a blink dagger, he's very much relying on his nuke damage in a fight right now. He's not right-clicking at all, doesn't have the Nag Scepter anytime soon, and it's going to take a while to come online as a physical damage dealer, so having a diffusal against this Tiny can go a long ways.
And we look to the Tiny Shibby. We already know committed to the Blink Dagger. Certainly need to do so when you don't have that kind of a wisp to get you into the fight. And they're going to look to get themselves into a fight here. They smoked. They're waiting to see who's going to pop up. It's Susie here. Jump in, combo, coconut follow-up. Still can't blink. Maledict and everything they got. And they bring it down, and Schwann's like, I'm here now. But they didn't need him. They get it done. They're going to take down the Queen of Pain. And with the net worth advantage she has, she's #1 in net worth. It will give a pretty penny over. Just that kill alone is nearly 1,300 of a gold swing towards Root Gaming's side. Who did get the last hit on that one? Well, it was the Witch Doctor. So he buys an Ogre Club. 2 of the 4 components for that Agnum Scepter.
Not bad.
Yeah. It could be deceptive, the amount of damage. Witch Doctor finds a good spot. Fire think they're taking a big fight, but that Death Ward, especially with an Agnums, can just do so much work.
Considering how much Root have been struggling to find farm, there's just a surprising amount on this Witch Doctor. And he's been the one getting a lot of these kills. That top lane, he was kind of the victor more so than the Tiny. And this is the 7-3 Witch Doctor. Who also has a decent chunk of CS, 43 last hits. A lot of that just coming from the jungle. Witch Doctor, one of the actually great jungling supports. And yeah, you see Root still kind of at least in nipping distance here of Fire as far as the lead is concerned. And they'll pose the threat. They're working on some of these next big items. Monkeys wants an Ag Scepter of his own. Tiny probably thinking the same thing. And they are silently not too far away from Fire.
Yeah, Fire just getting so much, and they still have that insurance policy of Jo, who just keeps farming up for him in case somehow the other 4 can't really assert their dominance. He steps off for the reliable Yasha, enhancing his farm, Mooseby, and everything. Oh, mid lane, Monkey's in trouble. They get the pullback vacuum, forces out the borrowed time from Derp, but they make their move on to Whitebeard here. Barely alive. He's going to get saved up from the mech from Moose, so all is well for them. They finish off Monkeys, and now they're looking to go for Schwann. 747 goes in, blinks back from the combo that's to come, and it looks like Root are going to have to just waltz back into the base, at least for now. Ends up being just the one takedown there. I think they got a track on that as well. So, even more change going the way of Fire. Whitebeard with a plate mail right now. Lotus Orb, anyone?
I was curious what it might be. And
uh-oh, Shibi's back, jumps in, tries to get an ambitious combo onto 747, but I don't think that's going to be happening. Now out of mana, will get quickly shielded up from the first track. Gets popped with another.
I don't know if like rushing a Lotus Orb this early, I'm not sure if that's really like, as far as the spell echo goes, there's nothing amazing. Maybe a Shackle Shot or something, but I think it's more likely to be a Shiver's Guard just to negate a lot of the Tiny's attack speed.
Yeah.
That was what we saw when Pain picked up the Tiny, was that the Tusk with the Sigil plus Shivers just negated so much damage. You haven't got the Tusk on your side, but just having a Shivers could definitely help you out. But no, he's picked up some health, so it will be a Lotus Orb.
It's a bit unusual.
Okay.
I mean, Lotus Orb mostly used for its purging capabilities, and maybe by chance you'll get lucky enough with a quick response. But I do have to say, against a Wind Ranger, probably one of the funnest and easiest ways to reflect a Shackle Shot. You just see it coming, you quickly double cast, and boop, you pop that bad boy right back her way. Creates for a lot of fun, but Lotus Orb is a pretty hefty investment, and you don't really get a whole lot else out of it. No additional stats. It's just pretty much a lot of the armor and a bit of regen.
Yeah, so we'll see what the bounty can get done with this item, and it will be a difference maker or not. But for now, it looks like Fire on the hunt, trying to find some more kills for themselves. And Abaddon blocked off. Fluff on point with these fissures.
Oh, jerk him. Oh, he's like, I should track him, but then he'll shield it. But if I don't track him, we won't see him juke behind this one tree and just TP away from 3 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Nice little spot. And let's see if Fire can, maybe with the TP Force, try and take a tower somewhere on the map. Although they've already taken the tier 2 bottom, so there's nothing really to go for here in this bottom lane where most of their heroes are. And it looks like as a result, they'll swing elsewhere. Mid lane, Whitebeard.
Yep, he gets the mech. Still trying to run. The dust is there. So's the uppercut, and he goes down just as quick as he flies up from it. And that's going to be a quick pick here. I got to say, maybe, you know, if not this Lotus Orb, probably a medallion into a crest would have been great, because they are lacking a bit in being able to do Roche effectively and quickly. I mean, with already how much they've taken from the landscape of Root, you'd think that they'd have the space to do it, but I don't think they really feel comfortable with the damage they have to get it done quickly.
Yeah, I feel like that was much more likely the better item in this game. And even a Blink Dagger would have been nice. You could have gone something like Medallion, Blink, and then later gone for Solar Crest. A blink can just help you cancel a Witch Doctor ultimate maybe a bit easier by blinking in for the Shuriken. Just allows you to throw tracks without worrying about getting jumped on by a blink tiny. Like you can track someone then just blink away immediately. So this is just a very big expensive item that he's going for that doesn't give him anything that really amazing as far as the Lotus Orb is concerned. So we'll see. Maybe it'll prove me wrong and make some big plays.
I was just going to say that as well. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Want to see what happens if you echo shell the snowball? Does everyone just end up with a snowball going on?
I believe so, yes.
And then like your snowballs just collide, I guess, and no one gets stunned.
Yeah. And then dank memes will be had. They'll be great. You do see it coming? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. For now, though, most of Fire huddled around this Root secret shop. They are in the dark. We look now at the Root vision. It's pretty tame. It's pretty aggressive, considering the pressure that's coming their way, though. Oh, and there's the pressure. They move in. They're trying to get Shibby. Vacuum comes after the big Echo, but it's more than enough to clear out the two. Ja, one of the lone survivors. Oh, I got to get the hell out of here. Can't make it away. Coconut throws it out. Drops a Maldic. He's like, I'm just going to put the ward down. And he's going to get dropped. 17-2 Fire. Get 3 quickly. And I imagine add some pressure on this tier 2. Take it down. Meanwhile, Monkey's trying to split push here, trying to finish off his Ags. Still needs more time. Not enough resources here for Root Gaming. Seems like Fire well in control at this point. They rotate the top. There's going to be the fissure, and Queen of Pain's there as well, and there goes Monkeys.
Oh, having an Ag Scepter this time for Queen of Pain just so brutal. You can use it mid for the fight. You can immediately take a tier 2 tower, and then it's back up, ready to pressure, well, ready to deal with the split push coming from the Wind Ranger, and the Ags get slowed down even further. So this has been a rough game for Monkeys. 2-7-3, and he is just struggling to find his footing on the Wind Ranger.
Here's Jo at bottom by himself, just trying to be a real pain in the butt here for Root. They're going to look to move in. He doppelgangs as the ball shows up, and then there's a retort. Blinks away from the Spirit Lance. So just kind of getting a bit in their head, forcing them to draw all their attention towards that bottom. Allows the rest of Fire to maybe formulate something here. I thought maybe they would take this time to plant some pretty deep wards, but it looks like they're going to hold off on that. At least Flood's got one now. Probably going to head in there and drop something, I'm sure. Want to be able to kind of force Root Gaming to be the sheep stuck in the pen right now, and they're the shepherds. Don't allow them to get out there and get too much farm. That tier 2's going.
Jo especially doing a good job of that. He was the one pressuring the bottom lane, and then immediately after backing off, when he gets ganked, he just TP's top and is already pressuring another lane. So good movement around the map, and Fire aren't done. They smoke up right after taking that tier 2 tower. They've taken all the outer towers, and this is kind of brings us back to the last game where they just get that big advantage, go for a smoke pick-off, maybe then look to take Roshan and just really starve out Root Gaming and where they can farm.
They were hoping someone would come to that top lane a bit sooner, but
no quite see Monkeys just out of that Observer Ward range.
Yeah. Well, all this hesitation from Root means that they're not getting that good farm. And if the game continues this way, they will just be starved. And Fire will just be so much further in ahead. Still top 3 net worth all belonging to them. 15k all day. 10k of XP. Fire on the path for a very easy 2-0 shutout here to face the awaiting Digital Chaos in that lower bracket final. Root Gaming need to really formulate something for a bit of a comeback here. Ja, though, does have that Agnes now on hand. Same for Shibby. The Whomping Willow in full force here. But the attack speed doesn't really follow quite yet. I would love to get a hold of an AC thereafter or something to help it. But right now, he just doesn't seem as big and scary, even as Pain Gaming were utilizing in their matchup.
Oh, yeah. And for Fire, they're just looking at this kind of like, okay, he's got nags, but yeah, there's no follow-up items yet. And he hasn't got lots of ancient stacks or anything to power farm with this Aghanim Scepter, so it's probably just going to see Fire continue to control this dire jungle, and not going to go for any high ground push just yet. They seem to me to be kind of fishing around, trying to get vision up and control the map and find pickoffs more so than group up. Well, if they spend too much time grouped as 5, they're just not going to be as efficient with their farm on the map, and they're feeling like they need that next item or two before they really take a big fight against Root's high ground defense.
They're forcing Root back. Root wanted to go to the bottom lane and at least try to get a tier 1 while Fire have been dancing around in their jungle, but now they'll be forced to come back. There's the combo out. Not effectively going to hit Jo too much. Now the wall's going to get dropped, plus the vacuum. Shivvy's stuck in a bit of a rut right here. Does get snowballed up, and now they're all in. Sets up for a beautiful Sonic Wave and an Echo Slam combo. Hello. Shivvy's going to be going down. Tuss is going to be forced to buy back. Jaw, Rippling trying to run away. His death ward, unfortunately, not going to be as big and bad as we were all hoping to see. Derp's going to be forced into his borrowed time. And it looks like this tier 3 will be chopped down. The Rax could be there to follow as Shibby is out for the count. 42 seconds, no buyback. They actually almost get a hold of 747, but he's able to blink to safety. And now the Raxes are exposed, and they begin their work. What is going to be the answer from Root? Monkeys is here with only the Agnums, trying to look for a setup. Shackle will connect onto Fluff here, and a neighboring Illusion, but no follow-up damage. There's going to be the roll on forward, but it's going to be quickly dispersed. Jo's going to doppelganger, and Schwan will jump back, but they can flirt with him all day, but unless they get in there and start making out or something, these Racks are going to be going down. Moo eats the next Shackle. Monkeys tries to focus fire him, but as he does so, he eats a Spirit Lance himself. Moo gets pretty low, but he just easily shrugs that one off afterward. They have plenty of sustain, and they end up losing the one Rax.
They don't lose a hero as well in the process. They were just the ones getting pickoffs, I think forcing even a buyback. Yeah, Tuss bought back during that whole thing. Oh, that's not good for Root. Losing multiple heroes, a melee Rax, and yeah, using buyback money on Tusk. For Fire, it's just cash going into their pockets now. Taking Raxes brings a lot of money into your favor, and this is going to get very scary next time Fire go for that high ground attempt. They'll have that next level of items and levels, and right now, even looking at these core heroes, it's just a scary sight with how much fun they have compared to Root Gaming.
They're just so big, so farmed here. It will take one hell of a play here for Root Gaming to get that kind of a big team swing their way, but they anticipate maybe Fire wanted to double back and go for the Roche. They don't. They're already back at top lane here. Oh, Sonic Wave as Shivy does jump in. They might be able to get this Queen of Pain. It does force out the BKB, but there's the blink. Able to make it away for safety. They got her. She's going to be going down bottom lane, though. They get their own catch. Taking down Monkeys Forever simultaneously here. Jo is going to get that grab. A 1-for-1 trade. But Fire happy to have it because that's still even more track gold. And now Fire could circle around the pit here, maybe even consider moving in. Vlad's was the next choice here for Whitebeard, so no medallion on anyone. But Fluff does have a gem.
Yeah, they're more about map control right now rather than taking Roshan directly. Even objectives, like that top lane of Rax when it fell into their hands, they saw 3 to 4 Root Gaming heroes at bottom. They're like, okay, we weren't really set out to, like, if they knew Root was in a position with 5 heroes top defending, they probably would not have gone for that. They would have said, okay, they're grouped as 5, they're not farming, they're not being efficient. Let's go just be efficient ourselves, take their junk, take multiple lanes. And Fire just kind of responding a little bit to what Root do, but in a very positive way, in the sense that they're not just like reacting and playing defensive. They're reacting in an aggressive way always.
There they go. Into the pit. Yeah, they'll begin fighting it out. They got some wards down nice and deep. They'll see if Root are going to be coming unless they have a smoke, which they do right on cue. They pop it up, and they're going to begin their journey to the Roche pit. Well, gentlemen, we may win or we may lose here, but we're going to try. Let's get in there, see if we can make something happen, possibly. They lead in with the Sigil to scout it out, but oh, Fire not even going to let them dream of the opportunity. They pull out from the pit here. They smoke themselves, trying to hide some of that backstaff. Maybe see if they can catch Root off guard. They're creeping towards that bottom lane. Root feeling a bit uneasy about this.
And Fire scouted out Monkeys as well as multiple other heroes here down bottom as well, so the superior vision that we're seeing from Fire out of their observer wards is very hard to defend.
Oh, quick reaction right there. A gunslinger, 747, able to blink back and away before the Tusk uppercut connects.
Dire's top barracks are
you can just see Root still very on edge. Oh, Derp wants to get in there and get to that ward, but he is going to get denied. Fissured and blocked away. Who's circling in from behind here? Little Whitebeard is going to be spotted. They have that gem on Derp. They see him. They'll move in. Ice Shard block. Lotus Orb. Look at that. There it is. The dank meme. Whee! How about your own snowball? Moves in. Sigil's going to be popped. Whitebeard. I guess he's creating a bit of space for the rest of his team. They still can't even get him. He's able to walk back out. Now going to get blocked. Now they have the follow-up dust. Look how much effort this is taking, though. Now Abaddon is also able to finish off Fluff. There's another reflected snowball. Whee! Back in again. Oh, there's one. But Whitebeard eating a lot of the damage. The Maldic beginning to stack up. Shibby moves in. Going to miss the stun. So that means that Whitebeard is going to be able to make it away. He's out from trouble. They were able to take down Fluff, so it's still a 1-0 trade favoring Root at this point. But they will have to step back into base all the meanwhile, while Jo continues to farm on his PL.
Yep. And he's not wasting any time with his item progression. Has a completed Skadi about to be delivered. Just needs, actually needs the Orb of Venom and he'll have it, so.
I didn't catch the other part of that fight, but it looked like a lot was expended for it. Fluff's Echo was used. It looked like Wall was even used. But I couldn't help myself. I had to see all these fancy reflected snowballs.
Yeah. I was enjoying it too. Roshan's still not really being taken. They just don't have the best roast lineup, and that's where not having a medallion, not necessarily costly for them, but does prevent one of the objectives being taken. Bounty did go back for a Vlad, so throws in some life still in a decent aura to have, and seems to be kind of prioritizing that team fight aspect for Fire. Damn, we've got
Root Gaming are in the pit. They picked up the Solar Crest first. They're doing it right under Fire's nose. Finally, it's going to get pinged out from Fluff, but it might be a little too late here. Or will it?
They've got
oh, man, this is a dream. If only he had that Echo, but it's a huge back Moo. Also, no wall yet. Needed 3 seconds. Jo, though, is going to be able to get the first kill, taking out the Witch Doctor. The follow-up comes from 747, clearing house with that Sonic Wave. A double kill for him. They march in one by one. They'll annihilate. They'll clean out. And that means that Bounty Hunter is going to quickly snag up the Aegis. Derp, one of the last survivors here. He's going to get crushed. And it's a good game. Well played from Root. A cheeky little effort there at the end. But even without all those glorious ultimates, Fire still come out on top. And they will win this first series 2-0. And move on to the next round to face Digital Chaos.
Ooh, that'll be a good series. Right now, Fire have definitely bounced back after their round 1 defeat to Pain. This is a different team. They're playing just solid all around Dota. Even that last that last defense, that last fight, they had everything under control. They had Jo split pushing mid lane. He would have taken, even if they break even or lose that fight, Jo was going to get a lane of racks at mid. Great use of the Echo Shell. Multiple times they were turned around that snowball too, so it just was like a good way of whoever was getting initiated on by the snowball kept them safe, because they've then got a 5-second window where they can just hide in the snowball if they want and move on from there. So it was a great execution from Fire above anything else.